Max Schmeling meets that legend of the boxing world, Joe Louis. New York, 19th of June, 1936.
45,000 at Yankee Stadium. Joe Louis, one of the hottest properties in town, 23 fights, undefeated, a professional for less than 2 years. And the aim for both these men, of course, the world title currently held by James J. Braddock. And for Schmeling, who lost his title in 1932 to Jack Sharkey, a chance to regain centre stage. Louis with his back to us, in the striped shorts, already showing the punch power in his left hand. Spectacular wins already in his career against former world champions Primo Carnera and Max Baer. But in the run-up to this fight, Schmeling, now 30 years old, said, "I've spotted something, I've seen a weakness." Schmeling, slightly the shorter man, standing around about 6'1", as against Louis, just underneath 6'2". Rain threatened in New York. That had been expecting a crowd of around about 80,000, but it's been kept down because of the bad weather forecast. Slow opening by both men, neither of them notably quick on their feet. Louis, as I say, a professional for less than 2 years. And that's the end of a quiet opening round. Into the third. Louis. Quiet second round. Louis already earning enormous amounts of money out of boxing. Got $240,000 for taking on Max Baer. And Schmeling coming on strong. When Louis throws that left jab, Schmeling looking to capitalize with the right over the top. Odds makers, incidentally, making Louis as hot a favourite as 10-1 on for this. And looking to work Schmeling over with body shots. Louis watched for the first time as a professional by his mother Lily here. And showing good hand speed. Picking Schmeling off with that jab. Schmeling eating up that left jab again and again. Been a pro for 12 years before this contest. Good jabs again from Louis. And again, but there Schmeling, you see, trying to unload with that right over the top, and that only just off target. Schmeling, a pro since 1924. Started out campaigning, of course, as a light heavyweight. Louis straight into the heavyweight category. And again, scoring well off that left jab. Louis on the left-hand side of your picture. A little bit of bad blood generated by the media in the run-up to this fight. Adolf Hitler due to be staging the Olympics in Berlin shortly after this. And Louis having a good round in the third. Good uppercut in there, good right hand. And whispers that his training hasn't been quite as serious as it should have been underneath trainer Jack Blackburn. But Louis having a good third. And Schmeling really is eating up that jab again and again. You wonder how long it's going to be before Louis really starts to try to unload. And there goes the bell to end the third, and a big round for Joe Louis. And now we go into round 4. quiet opening couple of rounds, but Lewis very much into his stride in the third. Damon Runyon, no less, said about Joe Lewis in the build-up to this fight, more's been written about him in the last couple of years than any other single living man apart from Charles Lindbergh. Good body shot from Schmeling. Right hand thudding into the rib cage of Lewis. Schmeling not fought for 11 months prior to this fight, and with plenty of support in New York. Based here. Well, he was based here from... Oh, good right hand from Schmeling. And right on the temple, and Lewis is on wobbly legs. And he's got him again. Another big right hand, and Lewis down. That's down for the first time in his professional career. Two right hands from Schmeling, absolutely scrambling his senses. Well, what a huge upset this would be. Lewis regaining composure well, but Schmeling knows now that he can really hurt this man. The New York Daily News said in the run-up to this fight, Joe Lewis a sucker for the right hand, and he's been caught by two big right hands in this round, and Schmeling looking to nail him again. Well, there goes the bell to end the fourth, and it couldn't come too soon. So let's take another look at the action which really did the damage for Lewis. There was the right hand. That was the first one which went in, and there's the second. The second put him down, but the damage truly came from the first, and Lewis on the canvas for the first time as a professional. And it's going to be a long way back from there. Well, into round 5. Scheduled to go 15 rounds, and Schmeling now looking to unload once more with that right over the top. Schmeling, a professional since 1924, loads of experience, and at the moment he's starting to give young Joe Lewis a little bit of a boxing lesson. He's catching him time and again. Lewis has really got to keep that left hand up, and there again, over the top with the right hand. Lewis picking him up a couple of times with the jab, and then comes back the right hand with interest. May have been 2 or 3 punches from Lewis as against 1 from Schmeling, but the power shot, which surely is going to take its toll if he continues to be able to land it, came from Schmeling. Good right again from Schmeling. Schmeling, who lost his title in 1932, he's had a little bit of a checkered record since then, only won 4 of 7, but my word, he's giving Lewis all the problems he can handle. And another right over the top. Referee Arthur Donovan separating them, and that's the bell to end the period. Big 5th round again to Schmeling, and very definitely the German in command as they come into round 6. Schmeling, of good-natured, gentlemanly disposition outside the ring, is showing himself at the age of 30 to still have a great deal left in the tank. That jab of Lewis now reduced to a real pawing sort of punch, and he's getting nailed again over the top. There's no snap in the jab of Lewis. Lewis's mother, incidentally, is left ringside, distressed by what she was seeing. Oh, good body shot by Lewis, but it was returned with interest. A sweet right hand, real short right hand from Schmeling, and another one coming over the top. Well, I'm sure Schmeling's manager, Joe Jacobs, will be cute to some big money potential paydays if this fight continues to follow its current track. Another round to Schmeling, and now into round 7. Lewis so used to just steamrolling opponents over, and perhaps to some extent maybe believing in his own hype. Here he's found a man who won't be intimidated, but there's a good left into the body from Lewis. Good power shot from the youngster. And another one. Well, this is better work from Lewis. That one looked a little bit low, but it was on the blind side of referee Arthur Donovan. And Lewis having his best round for some time. Doubling up his punch as well. And Schmeling, for the first time for several rounds, really made to backpedal, and the crowd responding. Oh, good shots again from Lewis. There's a right hook in there from Schmeling, but the weight of punches came from Lewis, and that's round 7 to Joe Lewis. Schmeling just looking as though he's tending to lose the initiative a touch at this stage. And Lewis working him over again. Good body shots. It's the left hook into the ribcage that's causing the damage. Remember, Lewis down in the 4th round, in all sorts of trouble then, but he's come back well, and now carrying the fight and the round to Schmeling. Good uppercut from Schmeling in there, as Lewis tried to tee him off with big hooks. And another good hook from Schmeling. Amazing what a difference a couple of good shots can make. Suddenly, Lewis in reverse gear, and another good uppercut from Schmeling, and another one. Both right hands. Lewis trying to soften the German up with body shots. Schmeling with 3 defeats in his last 7 fights, probably realising this is his last big opportunity to get back into the big time. Right hand from Lewis, got the applause of the crowd well back from the arena, but it was off target. But then a left hand does go in, and that was low, and Arthur Donovan ticks Lewis off, and quite rightly so. And another one. Well, that, to me, looked as low as the previous one, but this time he gets away without the official retribution. Into round 9. Schmeling probably still edging the fight, but Lewis having had 2 or 3 decent rounds. Oh, good right hand from Schmeling. Just as I was about to say, you'd like to see more authority in Lewis's jab. In came that right again over the top. And Lewis has really got to snap that punch more. Lewis on the left-hand side of the picture, unbeaten, remember, as a professional. Right over the top again from Schmeling. And it really is beginning to develop a predictability in this round. He's caught him with 3 or 4 tremendous shots over the top, Schmeling. And Lewis is losing whatever mobility he had in the first place in those legs. Not one of the great fancy downs so far as movement's concerned, Joe Lewis. but he's undoubtedly been hurt by those 3 or 4 big right hands from the German. It's a tired look now to the combinations being thrown by Lewis. And not surprisingly, those right hands which thudded into the side of his head, and there goes another one. Energy-sapping blows. Bell goes to end the round, and a big round for Schmeling. Into the 10th. Lewis had 3 or 4 good rounds in the middle of the fight, but now Schmeling is coming on strong, and he begins this period with another ramrod right. Percussive blow into the side of Lewis's face. Well, that's probably the best shot which Lewis has thrown for some time. The crowd suspecting it might have been a bit low, but Lewis not ticked off. A few boos and jeers. And there goes Schmeling once more. And Lewis is starting to get on the receiving end of a beating. All the big shots from the German. And at no stage has Schmeling truly looked as though he's been hurt by the much touted firepower of Joe Louis. Well, there's 2 good right hands, though, from the American. Schmeling takes them well. Schmeling not being backed up by that jab. And there's the right. Arthur Donovan having to split them again. Not had a great deal to do in this contest apart from the low blow which came in from Lewis. Schmeling now, you get the impression, looking to measure Lewis with that right hand. Lewis, the younger man, you'd expect him to come on strong, maybe in the closing stages of this contest. Perhaps he's got the advantages of superior fitness. Of course, with tremendous support in this crowd. Schmeling looking to unload the big right hook once more. This time only a glancing blow, taken partly on the shoulder by Lewis. Well, maybe a difficult round to score, this one. Lewis possibly has thrown the more punches, but certainly the power shots from Schmeling. And Lewis looking a little bit unsteady on his legs as he goes back to the corner, now into round 11. Schmeling coming into this contest with 3 wins, all on German soil. He was asked repeatedly by the American media in the run-up to this fight, "Are you afraid of Joe Louis?" And of course the answer was no, and he's showing us why. A little bit of swelling around Schmeling's left eye. Nothing which is impeding the vision, though. Good left hand into the body from Lewis. And if this is going to become a war of attrition, which is going to go the full 15 rounds, the big question is, who has the desire? Who has the stamina? 2 good jabs from Lewis. doubling up well on the punch. And another one. Lewis, slightly the superior reach advantage. There's a right over the top, right on the bell from Schmeling. Close round. And now into the 12th, and you could see from Schmeling rushing across the ring there how much he fancies this job now. Oh, good right hand from the German. And another solid right hand. Lewis tentatively threw the left jab, and as he did so, Schmeling was there with the counter. That's a good body shot. Crowd suspecting it was low. Lewis getting a word from the referee, but nothing too serious. Lewis trying to tee Schmeling off with uppercuts, hooks to the body. Solid right hand once more from Schmeling. And the uppercut. Lewis responding with a couple of fast jabs. That uppercut inside, though, from Schmeling was a quality punch. Oh, and there's another tremendous right hand under left hook, and Lewis looks in trouble. Lewis is in trouble on the ropes. He's got to hold on and got to buy time, and it doesn't help him one jot that the referee splits, and then another right over the top from Schmeling. Oh, and these are anxious moments for Joe Louis Barrow. Terrific shot again from Schmeling, and he's hitting Lewis almost at will now with that right hand and the uppercut. And Lewis looks like a man about to fall. Oh, and down he goes. The right hand has been the danger punch throughout, and Lewis surely can't get up from that. The fight's all over. It's one of the great upsets, and the huge underdog from Germany, Max Schmeling, is declared the winner, and scenes of pandemonium in New York. Max Schmeling, with one of the greatest wins of his professional career, stops Joe Louis in 12 at the Yankee Stadium in New York.